Hello, this is Dale Stanek, Director of Safety here at Ace Doran. I'd like to thank everyone for calling this afternoon, especially our drivers. We really appreciate the hard work you do. Without the efforts you put forth, there is no need for us. So thank you for calling. Joining me today is Jason O'Brien. He's our Hours of Service Manager. And unfortunately, Don Laidmiller, who's a driver here on our Driver Advisory Board, was not able to be with us today, some scheduling conflicts. We do have a friend of the show here, Kevin Gibson. Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to remind everybody, first off, if you do want to ask a question, please start early, *3, so you can get your name in the queue, and then get your name, truck number, and your question. And then at the end, we'll open up for questions, and then you'll be available. I am offering gift cards for the first 3 people who ask the question, so please dial in early. All right, first thing I'd like to cover is our CSA scores. These are our October scores for CSA. On the Bennett Motor Express, our unsafe score has increased. We are now at 59%. The threshold is 65. That is a 3% increase. Hours of service is flat, is at 69%. Threshold there is at 65, so we're getting close, but we just need to get a little bit more movement to get down underneath that. Vehicle maintenance has decreased 1%. We are at 82%. Threshold is 80%. Driver fitness, we're at 0. That's a great job. Can't do better than that. Crash, we've seen a 6% improvement on there. Those are DOT recordable crashes. We are at 34%. And drugs and alcohol, we are at 0. On the government-secured CSA numbers, on the unsafe basic, we're at 0. That's a great job, guys. Hours of service, we had a 5% decrease. We are at 25%. Vehicle maintenance, saw another good trend on that. We moved down 6%. We're at 24%. Driver fitness, at 0, great job, and DOT crashes is unchanged at 2%. On the BME side, we did have 35 clean inspections. I appreciate the drivers who were able to get those cleans for us. And on the government secured, we had 3 clean inspections for the month. All right. I would like to talk about some recent accidents that we've had here in the last couple of days. On Monday, we had an accident near Toledo, Ohio. One of our drivers was involved in a lane change accident. He moved from the left lane to the right lane, hit a gal in a minivan with a couple of children. I would just ask, make sure when you are making lane changes that the lane is clear for you to do such. Check your mirrors more than once before you do make that lane change to avoid accidents. The other accident we had was yesterday. We had a driver who lost control of his trailer. It ended up causing the truck to turn over tube. This is in upstate New York. After talking to the driver, he indicated there was a little bit of precipitation. Thank you, Jason. The road was slick. As he went around the curve, the trailer swung out from him, and it caused the truck to move that direction. He was not able to correct it in time, and it ended up rolling. The truck is totaled. Thankfully, he is all right. Just a couple of bruises. He had his seatbelt on, and he was able to walk away from that, which just brings me to our next topic is winter safe driving. We need to start anticipating now in different parts of the country that winter is going on. We need to be aware of, snow events, rain events, could be icing, and be prepared for that. So I do want to mention for winter driving, make sure that you do have tire chains, or as some drivers point out, there's now tire socks. Make sure you have that on your equipment. A lot of the western states require that you have that on your truck in order to go through their states. Have a shovel, windshield de-icer, spare windshield wipers, boots with traction, stocking hat and gloves, winter coats, blankets, extra water, snacks, first aid kit, and flashlight with spare batteries. You should also start looking at, during your trip planning, looking at the weather. Theweatherchannel.com is a good resource. There's a lot of other ones, but look ahead and see if there's any storms coming your way and be prepared for them. We'd much rather get you there in one piece and not at all. If you need to shut down, that's, understandable. Just keep your fleet manager or agent informed of what you're doing so they can tell the customer. The other thing you got to be doing at this time of the year, too, is making sure you increase your following distance. Slick roadways obviously takes longer to stop, and you need to have the space between you and the vehicle in front of you to make sure you're able to stop without an accident. Eliminate all distractions in your cab. Make sure you stay hydrated, and, of course, keep your truck at a decent temperature, but not too warm that could cause fatigue. All right. The other thing I do want to mention is call in all inspections and accidents. We want to know about those right away. We did have a speeding violation yesterday. The driver drive-axled it but did not call in the inspection to us, and we found out about it this morning. Our driver was speeding, doing 62 in a 55 zone. The speed limit was moving up to 65, but the police officer was, within so many feet of that where you still need to be doing 55. All right. The other item of note I want to make sure is safety meetings. Everyone needs to get 2 safety meetings in a year. I know a lot of people did the first half. Make sure you get your second half in. We will have a safety meeting in Morton, Illinois at the Holiday Inn Express on December 9th. 8:30 is the start time for that. Please RSVP Joanne Wicker. If you're not able to make it to that safety meeting or stop by here in Cincinnati where we do them weekly, you can go on to Driver's IG and do it online. It is a shorter test. It's 12 minutes long with questions built into that. You answer them as you go, and it registers that you completed. I know I've seen a lot of our drivers get that done. We are getting notification you have completed, so I thank you for your support. Next, I want to turn to Jason, our Hours of Service Manager. As I know, we're getting closer to ELDs going with the being live, I guess, where they're going to start monitoring that here in a couple weeks. Everyone's very excited about that, as I hear. So, Jason, how are you?
I'm good, Dale. Thanks for having me on the call.
You're welcome. So with us being about 2 weeks away from ELD enforcement date, had some questions from different drivers who asked me a few things. What happens if they do have an ELD and it goes down?
Well, if you have an ELD and it goes down, give us a call first. I can fix most problems right over the phone with the driver right there on the spot. Sometimes drivers will tell me that they've messed with it for like an hour, and that's way too long. Just call me at 5 minutes into not being able to do something, and we'll get it figured out. If I'm not here at work, you can call me on my cell phone, and we'll get it fixed that way. If for some reason we can't fix it after we try a couple of things over the phone, we'll go ahead and have the box replaced. We have 8 days when an ELD goes down to get it replaced, and you should have those 7 days of paper logs there. So if we can't get it fixed, you might go to paper for 2 days while we overnight a box to you. Once you receive the new box, you would just plug it in and start using that one immediately, and then get those paper logs sent in as soon as that new box is activated, and we'd be ready to go.
Oh, great. What about trucks that are 99 and older? What's the regulation regarding those?
If you have a 99 or older truck, it's based upon the engine VIN number, but if you have that older vehicle and you're on e-logs, because we have some 97s that run e-logs, that's great. You can just keep doing things as you're doing them. If not, and you are on paper and have that 99 or earlier, that's good too, and it would just be business as usual for you. Nothing will really change.
Do we anticipate DOT officers to be looking at registrations or to make that determination if the truck is going to be on the ELD or not?
Yes. If you have a truck that might show as being a 2000 and you're saying that it has a 99 engine, we would need to have some information on file here as far as your engine VIN number to provide that to DOT authorities at that time.
All right. Thank you. Can a driver edit their own log?
Absolutely. Drivers can edit their own log. With the Rand McNally, all you would do is go to the Logs tab, click on the day that you wanted to make the edit for, so long as it's not certified, and then you'd be able to make your edit by hitting the add on the top right above the graph.
Okay, cool. Can they edit everything or just certain things?
Well, you can edit certain things on there. Part of the ELD mandate would stipulate that you're not able to change drive time, but if you needed to go off-duty or on-duty or edit in a break where you forgot to go off-duty for a break, you can certainly do those things.
All right. Now, we've had a couple of drivers call in, and they are stuck in traffic, and they're running out of hours. What should they do?
Well, if you're stuck in traffic and you're running out of hours, the thing to do would be to just go into violation, essentially, and go to the first safe place to park your truck to get your 10-hour reset in or whatever reset you're going for in. You wouldn't want to put it in personal conveyance or anything like that to try not to go into violation as far as, like, not showing up on a report. It would just give us a call, let us know what's happened, so we have a heads up and not calling you, not knowing what's going on there.
Yeah, so really we're just looking at, getting communication so we understand what the issue is, and it's not so much just one event. It's going to be if it happens all the time, and then that kind of raises a flag for us, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Great communication is always the best in any situation.
Another question that I'd been asked is, what if a driver's on break and he's asked to leave in the middle of the break, either a half an hour break or he's trying to take a 10-hour break? What should they do?
If the best thing to do in that situation is to make sure where you're parking, you can go ahead and have the availability to park there, so you're not in that situation in the first place. If you are in that situation, you park somewhere and they've asked you to move along, if you can get somewhere within 2.9 miles, it won't affect your ELD as far as automatically putting you in driving. If it's farther than that for the first safest place, then it would put you in driving and you'd have to start that reset over.
Yeah. So really it comes down to is making sure you're at a good spot before you make that decision. So asking someone at the customer location that it's okay for them to park there overnight if that's what they need to do before they commit going on to their break.
Certainly. With e-logs, preparation is key.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to remind the drivers, *3 for questions. If you could please go ahead and get that started. Then questions will come into the queue here, and then when we're done, we will have your question ready to go. I am giving away gift cards for the first 3 callers that we have for questions. Moving along, I want to talk to Kevin. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Dale. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but Kevin handles or takes care of our driver relief fund. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Kevin?
Sure. The driver relief fund was something that was new to Ace Doran once Bennett acquired Ace back in 2013, late 2013. It's essentially a fund that is the monies contributed to come from employees here. I know myself and most of the management team here contribute through payroll. We raffle tickets during our Driver Appreciation Day. We have sponsors that will kick into the fund that we sell and raffle off for. One thing to note is this is a really, really good program. I have personally been a part of and seen how it has impacted and benefited some of our owner-operators. It could be an illness, it could be an accident, and unfortunately at times it has been a death, where we have been able as a company to rally and support that driver at their time of need. Just to give you an idea, when we really started pushing this, I think our funds were around $1,800. I'm very happy to report that we have increased that probably by $30,000. We've dispersed probably $7,500 to drivers. To go along with the Contractor Relief Fund, our Driver Advisory Board, which, as Dale mentioned, consists of DJ Laymiller, Jerry Weiss, and Don Phillips. These are all 3 seasoned owner-operators. They're a very experienced group. They're a diverse group with different backgrounds. So essentially the way this works, if anybody were to have a need, you can come to me with that request. My number is 513-465-4996. The way the program works is I take that to, typically, we'll take it to Don Laymiller first. Don will take that and go to Jerry and to Don Phillips. Those three will discuss it, and the decision is made by the drivers. This is not, no monies are dispersed from a company's side of things. It's for the drivers, by the drivers. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And the really cool thing is that, as I mentioned, everyone here pitches in some shape, form, or fashion, be it payroll, be it a raffle ticket, be it buying a T-shirt, whatever. Most of those monies all go to that fund. So knowing firsthand what it's done and how it's helped people it's really a cool thing to see. So it's something we're really proud of. On a quick note, not to ramble, but last year was our best year ever. Our employee driver contributions were $12,200. Through the generosity of Mrs. Taylor and Jim Collins, our president, they did a company contribution of additional $10,000, which brought our total to $22,000.
That's impressive.
So that is something that we're really proud of, and it's a unique thing that we have that we can offer to guys in their time of need, something we're really proud of.
I know we really hit the campaign trail to get the funds during the summer towards driver appreciation. Can we give any time of the year? Absolutely. You can, if you want to do it, be it an employee, be an owner-operator, you can contact myself. We have forms that you're able to do that. You can set that up through Cindy Gully. I know a lot of you guys talk to Cindy on a day-to-day basis for settlements. You can reach out to her and set it up. And you can do it per load, per week. You can do a one-time donation any way you want. The fund is a 501c3, is it not? I believe so, yes, sir. So those should be tax deductible. Obviously, you want to check with your tax accountant, but for those looking for tax. It's a really good program, and it is one of the primary functions of our advisory board. Is the fact that they rule. We have three people, so the majority makes the verdict, and we get the funds to the driver. And unfortunately, just recently we had a long-time veteran here at Ace Doran, had been here 20-plus years, had a very unfortunate, untimely death, and he had no way to get his truck back. And we took that to the driver advisory board. We were able to send someone down, get the truck back safe and sound, and it was a real big relief and a good thing to be able to help the family. That's the one thing that they needed, and to be able to do that was really cool. Something we're proud of. It does feel good. Thank you, Kevin. Just to remind everybody, *3 for questions. I do see one individual in the queue for questions here. Kevin, can you also talk to us a little bit about the contractor relation team that we have here at ACE? Yeah, that's something that we started last year. We personally, I'll take the blame for this. Something we could have done a better job maybe of getting out in front to let people know, that we are here not just as a trucking company, but here to support you if you have questions, if you have issues that need to be addressed, and if it's something that we don't know the answer to, we'll get the answer for you and get back to you. So. Again, just to give you some contact information, you can reach myself. It's 513-465-4996. Jeff Roach, our regional manager out of Owensboro, Kentucky, is also a really vital part of our team in general, but also a good ear for drivers, well experienced. You can reach him. His cell phone number is 270-316-1723. And again, I mean, if it's an operations problem, if it's a settlement question, if it's you just need somebody to talk to or try to help you solve an issue, we're here for you. It's really great to have that team there. Finally, how are we doing with business here? Is business good? Business is good. It's always good to hear CSA going down, and happy to report that revenue is going up. The last quarter especially was, again, I was on the call last month. Was one of the best months that we would have. I believe just on our general freight side, we were up somewhere near 30%. Heavy haul has maintained fairly stable. Our load count is up, and our revenue per mile is up. Also, we all know that fuel's going up too, but it's nice to see that the rates are
going up and seem to be catching, getting a little bit of momentum. I think it'll continue to be on the uptick with the ELOG mandate coming down.
I've seen the trade publications. They're indicating next year they're, thinking it's still going to be robust. Are we anticipating the same here at ACE?
I think it is safe to say that. I know that we have, we have boots on the ground right now. We've got a lot of lures in the water trying to catch some fish, and I just want to, it sounds redundant and it is cliche, but our owner operators are a great selling tool for our company, and I encourage all of you, if you have an agent lead or a sales lead or a driver referral, to get those opportunities to us, because at the end of the day, a stronger Bennett, stronger Ace Doran is going to be better for all of us, and hopefully put more money in all of our pockets. And I know we all love what we do, but at the end of the day, we all want to make a good living doing it. So from a sales and business standpoint, I just encourage, all the guys. I know it's hard with change and with the ELOGs coming down and learning and new technology. I just encourage you all to to stay positive. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's going to take some time to learn it. We're here for you to help it. Jason does a great job, to answer issues or problems that you may have. So, just stay positive and let's keep moving forward.
Oh, thank you so much, Kevin. Just a reminder, *3 for questions. We do have a question in the queue here. I just want to take this opportunity to thank our drivers for calling in. We really, like to thank you guys for the hard work you do. Like I said at the beginning, without you, there's no need for us. So it's really great for the work that you're doing that, gives us purpose too. One other thing, just remind everyone on the safety meetings, if you can't make the Morton on December 9th, you can go online. I just want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to get their 2 meetings in. We do weekly safety meetings here in Cincinnati during the orientation. We just had Charles and Cass Malinsky come through this week and got a safety meeting in for them. So always glad to do that for our owner-operators. At this time, we're going to open it up for questions and get started. Is Dale Craig on the line? You could bring him in, please.
Yeah, how do you keep the safety distance in traffic?
That's a good question, Dale. A lot of times when you're out in traffic, you will have good falling distance, and then a car will come over and make a lane change into your lane. What you need to do at that point is obviously slow down, apply your foot to the brake, and get that distance back in to make sure you're not getting too close to them. Especially in congestion, they do it all the time. You have to be vigilant and make sure you've got appropriate falling distance. When you're on the interstate, you should have anywhere between 6 and 8 seconds falling distance. If there is slick conditions, you'll need more than that. That's one way to avoid accidents. That's a great question, Dale.
Well.
All right. We got another caller in here. Do we have Ron Tabor? Is Ron on the line? There he is. Ron.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well. You have a question?
Okay. Yeah, other than freezing up here in North Dakota, my question is, who do we contact to start donating to the relief fund?
Hey, Ron, this is Kevin Gibson.
Yep.
You can contact myself if you want. I can get you the paperwork that you need.
Okay.
I'll give you my cell phone number because I'm sometimes in between buildings or mobile. It's 513-465-4996. Or if you talk to Cindy on load settlements and whatnot, anybody that Cindy's a good point of contact to help and get you what you need to get set up. And as I mentioned, you can do if you just want to do a one-time donation, a per settlement per load donation, or weekly, whatever you want to do. I mean, we're thankful and appreciative of anything that we get.
Okay, great.
And it truly is for a good cause, really is. And I appreciate.
Yeah, myself, I think it'd be good to give like 2-3% out of every load I do. I think that would help pretty good.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and we appreciate it, and I assure you that it will go to a good cause.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Keep warm. All right, Patrick, do we have anyone else? Nope. We don't have anyone else in queue. We'll wait a couple minutes here and see if else will come in with the question. *3. Hit *3 on your phone. I still have one giveaway for an additional gift certificate, so anyone wants to call in, please do so.
And then this is Jason O'Brien again. I just wanted to remind anybody that has an inspection due in November. Tomorrow is the last day, of course, to get that in and be on time with it. So if you have one of those, please get it in by tomorrow.
So inspections and maintenance reports.
Yes, of course, and your maintenance reports. And if you need any forms or anything like that, let me know, and I'll definitely get them out to you right away.
Now that you reminded me, I always encourage drivers to do that early in the month, because unfortunately it seems to be a rush at the end where we have a large number of giving them over to us, and we try to keep up with that. But please, when your month is due, I know we reach out to everyone there, get them turned in earlier, so that way we can stay on top of them, and everyone can keep going without being put in non-compliance. So thank you so much.
That's the goal, yeah.
That is the goal, keep everyone rolling. All right, I don't see any other cues, or do you think we have one more? We do have one more coming in. All right. We have Robert Hardesty calling in here, and it looks like they're gathering Ron's stuff. Like I said, I just want to remind everyone, winter weather is upon us. Just make sure you slow down, take your time, avoid accidents. So make sure you're checking the weather, especially if you're heading into areas that are known for adverse weather conditions, western states, upper New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
You know, one thing, Dale, if I may, would just want to say to the fleet in general how we are from a compliance standpoint. I believe we are 100% compliant. Is that correct? And so everyone out there knows it's a daily ritual, especially now since December's coming on. Every day you get an email from a different customer wanting to know where you are in the process. So I think we've been compliant for the last 3 months, right?
We've had most of our trucks. There's just been a couple of trucks that we had to get switched.
Right.
So.
And that's a kudos to the fleet again. We appreciate everybody staying focused and positive. Sometimes change is the hardest, but that's another good thing. We want to hear how it's impacting the business, what we can do to make it easier and better for you. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Kevin. Robert is now in through the queue process. He can come online now. Robert.
Yes, sir.
I see. You want to go ahead and ask your question? I see it.
I'm sorry?
I see the question you're asking is your monthly maintenance. He was under the impression that it was moved to quarterly. Yes, you're right. It is quarterly, but they're always due the same time you turn in your vehicle inspection.
Right. Hey, Bob, this is Jason. And with the monthly maintenance reports is what they were when everybody was on paper. With how things get tracked, it's easier for us on e-logs if they're just quarterly maintenance reports, and you turn them in with your quarterly inspection. That way we can check both of those boxes at the same time. Now, I have talked to some drivers, and they tell me they're not happy with quarterly reports, and they still want to turn them in monthly, and that is just fine. You can certainly still do that. But what would be required at this point would be 90-day maintenance reports or quarterly maintenance reports rather than the monthly maintenance. So either way.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's kind of where I was at with it, because since I went to e-log, I don't think I've done one, to be honest about it. I might be wrong, but...
Well, we'll go ahead and check and make sure you're good on that. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm just used to calling monthly maintenance instead of quarterly, but we'll take care of that and check into that for you, okay?
Okay.
But I
That's
appreciate
fine.
it. Thanks for calling in, Bob.
Well, Kevin?
Shoot. All right. Well, thank you, Bob. All right. Well, we don't have any other questions in queue right now, and it's starting to look like some of the participants are dropping off here. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'd like to thank everyone for calling, especially our drivers. Many of us who called in. I'd like to thank Kevin for coming over and helping us out today, give us some really good information about Drivers Relief Fund and our contract relations team, and always thank Jason for his input. Good information from him, too. So I thank everyone for calling, and we will talk to you again. Thank you so much.